All right, here we go. We should let me make sure everything's going good.
Hey, is there any kind of notes on this at all?
No notes.
Okay, good. Just checking.
I thought you said nuts because
No nuts.
No nuts.
No nuts.
All the nuts.
Yeah, there's at least 3 pair here.
Sorry, Josh.
Minimum.
We got a couple flying solo here.
Flying solo.
Unit.
Ham solo with the one-eyed man.
So I just want to make sure everything on the stream sounds okay first.
I'm half the man I used to be.
It's a montage of 90s One Nut songs. Is that what's going on?
Same song, actually.
I'm okay with it. I'm just
N64
asking.
Josh.
I want
Right.
bullet points, you know?
Wait, this isn't karaoke hour with Mulehorn? What? Did I come to the wrong? I went to the wrong door.
I have
That's
to go.
the after-hour show.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
The after-hour show.
All right, guys.
Well, but there's no shirts either.
I think we're pretty good. So,
Did we want viewers?
nah, we don't need viewers.
That's why we usually stick with listeners.
All right.
Let them see us.
Have y'all started recording yet?
Yeah,
Started recording like 5 hours ago.
Okay, start
Like when
over.
you told us to.
Start out as a max right now.
Start over. Sorry. You ready?
All that material I have to
Wait,
just,
wait.
I gotta get rid of?
Yeah, you got to
Oh,
get rid of it, bro.
man.
I'm sorry.
Pretty good
All right.
stuff.
Ready? Record in 3, 2, 1.
Was that go on one or go on go?
Go
1,
on,
2, 3,
go.
go? Or
oh,
Just
oh,
go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Go, go,
We're
go.
late.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some sort of buzzing.
I hear buzzing.
Someone's phone.
Buzzing.
Is that
Circuit, say something.
Something.
something? Something.
Is it more?
It might have been. I don't know.
Well, cool.
Uh,
Well,
awesome.
everybody, let's get this party started.
Everybody.
I am Mulehorn117, host of the Mulehorn Gaming Podcast, and I have my regular cool cats with me, but I have Dose more tonight.
Those got those.
Dose. We're having a little round table, so there's no. We lose Thaddeus already. He's already screwing up the podcast. So this is the first time we're doing this. This is a round table, and we have Destinaut from the Loot Clan. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
And we have his other compadre, N64 Josh. What's up, bro?
What's cracking?
So there is absolutely no structure. There is no topics. Nothing is off the table. So we can talk about whatever you'd like.
well, there is this burning when I pee.
What?
Is it brown?
Not yet.
Oh, you're
But I'm
still good
looking
then. You got at
Are
least
you
3
planning
days.
on it?
Minimum.
Yeah, so okay, I'll go ahead and start us off while Thaddeus tries to get back in. I don't know
That's what she said.
what's going on with his Skype thing. But so Destiny. We all love it. We all played it. I actually checked just to see because I had to beat Josh in something since his gamer score on Xbox is so high.
Your power's a weak old
And
man.
he only has 541 hours of Destiny play. I have 941. So
Nice.
yeah. So I
How
got
do
a
you
question.
kill that which has no life?
Right. So
If it
question.
bleeds, we can kill it.
Right. What do you guys think of the state of Destiny? Do you think it's kind of petering, or are you still your interest still peaked? What do you guys think?
I wish I could get a shader for all the people I already got to start playing.
I'm glad
According
we're
to
getting
Eric's,
something.
that thing looks like rubbish, as he says.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting something of value for bringing someone in. Like, oh wait, we're getting a shader, right?
Yeah.
A shader, a sparrow, emotes, and a sword.
Sword.
Never mind then. I got nothing on that.
I'm throwing money at my screen, but nothing's
man.
happening.
Yeah. I when I saw what you're getting for what you're doing, I was kind of like, man, I don't know. It wasn't enough to really pull me back into Destiny. I don't know.
Wait a minute. So when I went and bought a copy of TTK, the full version, for that hobo down the street and brought him home and signed him up on Bungie.net, that's not what everybody's doing?
Afraid not. Afraid not.
Yeah.
got-
I just
got
paid
swindled on it.
$60 for a sparrow, a sword, and a hugging emote. Man.
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what do the other games do? Doesn't WoW do something like this for bringing people in?
Don't they give you like free months at a time or something? Like
Yeah.
it's something that's
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, it's
Someone,
valuable.
yeah. So I guess there's a monetary value to that. Destiny doesn't have that, I guess.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I haven't necessarily been loving everything that's been coming out in the past couple months, which is probably why I was just talking to a guy from the Loot Clan actually right before this podcast. And he's like, "What you been up to?" And I'm like, "Halo 5 and Battlefront."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I've done one PvP daily, and I did half of a King's Fall raid
Yeah.
since Halo 5 dropped. And shaders and emotes, I don't know, isn't gonna do it for me.
No.
Yeah, it's got to be. Honestly, it's probably got to be more content. More content's probably gonna bring me back.
Yeah.
Has to be relevant content.
True.
I know, if any of you guys saw on Twitter, I was a little peeved about year one exotics, just because I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, they're bringing back year one exotics after they told us to basically put them behind us, and I was just like, I deleted all of them.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, I don't know. So what do you guys think about all that mumbo jumbo?
Well, now that I'm finally back, I'll. Never mind.
What?
Yeah. Hey, welcome back,
English?
Thaddeus.
Hey.
Welcome
Yeah.
back.
No, even noticed T was gone.
Good thing everything is loose right now.
Loosey baby.
Yeah.
Hey, my tracks will be
Loosey-goosey.
definitely behind, so that's all good.
Yeah. So Thaddeus, we're talking about the state of Destiny, and kind of what your take is about it.
Pooping in its own bathtub.
Straightforward. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty deep.
It's leaving very little for me to come back to. Even this refer a friend thing is kind of like what? There's just too many good titles out now for me to go back to something that is fun but not rewarding.
Yeah.
That's my nicer take on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with that, man. It's like you want the rewards to be there, and I don't know. One of the things I was wishing that they would bring back is the rewards with Nightfalls, like the better
Yeah.
rewards.
Yeah.
And
Whatever happened to those?
I don't know, man. I saw Mesa Sean on Twitter talking about how like he's done like 3 or 4 in a row, and all he got was like a 300 like ghost. And I was like, man, that must
Not
suck.
fun.
Yeah. I had to let that one out.
Good push. Good push. Took it off.
I don't know. What do you,
The numbers just dropped.
right? Everybody's like, oh my gosh. I don't know. So, anyways,
There's just not a lot to do right now, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you see it. You see Gathalion tweeting about it. You see Broman. You see all these people. They're playing Black Ops. They're playing
Right.
Halo. They're playing Star Wars. Like, and it's okay,
yeah,
right? I mean, I've said this a ton. It's okay. But why aren't we hearing anything from Destiny? Like,
right.
Deej saying, "Hey, there's exciting things coming out," and then it's this refer a friend thing. Like, I put on Reddit today, like, what? Why are they putting this out now? Why don't they put this out when the content is exciting and I want to share it with somebody versus, hey, you want to come play this game I'm super bored with?
Right. Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
What I see is that there's a sword right at the end of that quest chain, and the only way to get that sword is to do Bungie's advertising for them.
That's
That's
right.
that's even worse than paying for it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and it wouldn't be so bad if they did this like a year ago when there were still people who, I guess, weren't jaded or learned too much about Destiny, you know,
Yeah.
or had already gone down the rabbit hole like the rest of us.
Yeah, man. Like I tried to get back into Destiny, and I hadn't logged in since early November, or excuse me, October. That would have been like few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But and when I logged in, I was in for 30 minutes, and I was like, I'll go back and play Halo. So I don't know, man. And it kind of makes me sad because I really want to get back into it, but I think the only way I ever will is if they come out with more DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing it the other day, man, and like I kind of told you guys, I was leaving it up to the stars, more or less. I play Destiny until I get disconnected, and then I just start playing something else, and it's usually like an hour or two before that happens.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it up to
That's
fate.
something.
And, I do have fun when I go back to play it after my eyes adjust to the 30 frames per second, which takes a minute to do. But
Yeah.
I'm running around like, man, I do still really enjoy just running and shooting in this game. It feels awesome. That's why we stuck around for so long through all that other crap. But I want more. I want something. Yeah. I'm like, Bungie, give me a reason to be here. I want to be here. You want me to be here.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the break. I'm excited to get into my backlog. I'm talking about last year's games. Sunset Overdrive,
Yeah.
Far Cry 4, finish Shadows of Mordor finally. I mean, Dragon Age, never even saw what I installed it, never even seen what the start screen looks like.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Wow.
I'm serious. And that, I mean, Batman is the only game that I played through the story, but there's still probably another, 20 hours of stuff to do in that game after, right? And that's without getting in the season pass or anything. And now all these new games. Thankfully, like Battlefront, it's basically multiplayer only, so it's kind of like, just pop it in and pop it back out, that kind of thing, But
Yeah.
That's what she said.
come on,
Yeah.
bring the jokes. I threw you a softball.
There's nothing soft about that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
This podcast is brought to you by Cialis.
I don't get it. What is
That's the
that?
whole guy
I wouldn't know.
talking about something hard.
4 hours, call a doctor. Regular.
I mean, with Destiny, I played it all last year, literally nonstop. Before I played Destiny, I used to play multiple games, and I'm wondering if I'm just getting back to that. Am I just playing multiple games again?
It just feels weird, right?
Yeah, it's weird, but it's like, wait a minute, I used to do this. I used to play multiple games. Like, I kind of consider myself a gamer. Isn't that what we do? We play multiple
No, bro.
games.
We only
It's
play
like you
one.
went to college, you had an experiment with Destiny and Bungie, and
Right?
you want to go back to the way things were.
I was just joking with Josh the other day. I'm going to write an article, and it's going to be like, I cheated on my wife. She got mad, and I was just paying way too much attention to this other girl, and her name was Destiny.
Yeah.
And it's like Josh has said, it's like, it's okay, it's not cheating to play other games, but it's like, it's almost the reverse, It's like, I think I was cheating on all those other games with Destiny,
It's one of those
So,
names
There's
too.
still
right?
games. There's still games.
Yeah,
Okay, there's still...
it's like, it's okay to play multiple games. And I'm not knocking anyone that loves Destiny. If you love Destiny and you're one of those type of players that really sinks tons of time into one game, cool. This happens all the time with RPGs, which Destiny's kind of going that route.
Yeah.
So, I get it, but it's okay. It's okay to let go.
Yeah.
If you love it, let it go.
Go experiment a little bit.
Yeah.
I
See
started
what you
playing
like.
Borderlands 2 again the other day, man.
Nice.
Nice,
Handsome
man.
Jack collection's on sale for like $25.
It's a good one.
Yep. And you can transfer your save data from the 360.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Dude, don't judge me, but that's one game I never played.
Me neither.
Mule.
What I would say to anybody who's played Destiny is that was kind of like the Destiny before Destiny.
Yeah,
In all
right.
reality, it's like a super huge loot game, fantastic co-op, space shooter, except it has a good story and sense of humor, which Destiny...
It does have a lot of that.
Yeah.
And somewhat predictable loot. Somewhat. But so much of it, my God. Millions
That's
of
what
guns.
makes it predictable.
Oh, yeah.
Like Diablo or something, you just get such a sheer amount of loot, you're going to find something you like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so one of the dead man in chat was saying the only thing for him that's keeping Destiny relevant is trials. So I would have to kind of agree. Like that would be the only reason why I would go back is trials, like some sweaty, nasty trials.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty. Yeah. But
I have something like 152 levels to gain in Halo.
yeah.
That's where the PvP. That's where I'm gonna spend
Yeah.
my time in PvP right now.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Well, it's balance, man. There's balance.
And if Destiny stays consistent, as soon as you unlock all that sweet stuff, something new comes out and it becomes irrelevant immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's also frustrating. Like, I don't know. We talked about it pretty extensively on the Aim Assist last week, on the Aim Assist podcast, and it's just there's a handful of things that they just need to do to just
Yeah.
make this the kind of game that we come back to once a week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That make it worth coming back to, because it's so predictable. I know that I will be at least light level 320 as soon as the next DLC drops. So why am I wasting time trying to infuse
Exactly.
gear that I don't want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When the new DLC comes out, you can just get top level gear. So there's no reason to grind the raids right now.
Yeah, make the point. I think the thing we talked about the most was make the grind your gear that you're leveling just by playing the game, so you can patrol and have fun patrolling because you're gaining experience, you're gaining levels. Tied to the raid is it's always been tied to the raid. It's time to cut the umbilical cord from the old raid.
That sounds a lot like an RPG, though.
And patrol can be lots of fun, but most people don't do it because the reward is not there.
You only need that gear if you're doing the in-game stuff anyway. You only need hard mode gear if you're doing hard mode. You only need trials gear if you're doing trials. No other activity in the game do you need that stuff for. But we still want to hit light cap. There's something in us that's just screaming the OCD, whatever the completionist. Man, I suck.
It was screaming. Now it's like, no,
yeah.
you're all right.
Yeah, yeah, and like going back to that patrol thing, there's no point in doing it. You make a point in doing it, and even it could be something ridiculous, like collecting 3,000 spin metal. Someone will do it. Someone will go out there and collect 3,000 spin metal, and you get this sweet silver chess piece, and you'd be like, that's stupid. Why did you do that? It's like, because I wanted this. And have some leaderboard where hey, only 2% of the entire game has collected 3,000 spin metal because there was nothing else to do, and someone will do it because it's an RPG style game. Someone will do it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, man. With how expansive and how large Destiny is, you think there would be more customization. Like you could add weapon skins. You could add so many other things that would make you stand out. And maybe that's what I'm, I guess, not liking is that I want to stand out. I don't want to look like the other hunter that's standing behind me in the tower.
I don't want to look like a hunter ever.
You're OP, Titan.
About time.
It isn't like
some
Bungie
breakers aren't
doesn't
too tough.
know about that stuff, though. Bungie's aware of weapon skins and shaders for sparrows and different customization options. Like all those guys grew up playing the same games we did and play the same games we do now. It's not new to them. I think the trickle of content is coming out so slow, like an old man trying to hit the urinal in between innings. It's just not the right rate of fire here. You know what I mean?
Working in
weak
an office building,
stream.
I
Wait.
know that sounds all too well.
Could you paint that picture again? I kind of missed it.
Hold on, go.
Just give me a little juice.
Yeah, there it is.
Give me a little
There it
juice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there it is.
No, but
Okay,
I wish
got
they'd
it.
make up their mind. Be the FPS game that I buy once and I have the story and here it is. Boom, wrap it up. That's it. Or just maintain the content flow.
Yeah.
They got to go one way or the other. And I mean, maybe the DLC is funding all this stuff because they can't put it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it a staff thing or
Sounds like a personal problem.
you think it's a Bungie vision?
I don't know, man. I mean, we talked about it on the last podcast how they had to send their other raid or whatnot from that Kotaku
right.
article. So it makes me wonder if they're just so short-staffed or if they just underfunded, because they had to basically say, "Hey, you make part of this game for us because we just
Right.
can't." So,
which is not a completely unpopular move. in the game industry. You
Right.
know, I mean, Doom is being made by Bethesda, but they, you know, the game isn't even out yet. They've already sent part of that game to be done by another studio, right?
Yeah.
So if Bungie's doing the same thing, they're essentially outsourcing to High Moon, I want to say.
Yep.
Yep.
And of course, this is all hearsay by the Kotaku article, but you know, food for thought at the very least.
Did it go into any specifics on what they hired them for? Wasn't it porting of some kind? Isn't that what the original article talked about?
It was.
I thought it was finishing up the Mars raid in social space.
Yeah, that's what it implied.
Okay, because how old is this article? Because the article that I'm talking about was like quite a few months ago.
This is like
maybe
a couple
even a
weeks
year
ago.
ago
Yeah,
that
so-
they talked about hiring High Moon to do some porting, and it still makes me wonder. Like, I mean, Activision's they're gonna bleed this turnip dry, right? I mean, that's and so how long is it gonna be before Destiny's on PC, right? We joked about it last on Aim Assist. How long before we get a Candy Crush Destiny engrams? You know, like they just acquired King for $5.9 billion.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
They are not messing around.
Billion?
5.9 billion. The makers of Candy Crush sold Candy Crush for more than Star Wars.
That's nuts.
Disney bought Star Wars for 4 billion, and they sold Candy Crush for 5.9 billion.
Well, I think
Wow.
the prequels
Wow.
brought the price down, so that's all good.
Jar Jar
Probably
Binks,
coulda got
"What's up,
10
he's
million for it."
thinking?"
But I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like
and-
the highest grossing mobile game ever, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's been continually on its way down. Like, it has not been doing well. So, you know, Activision is about business. We cannot forget that. And I'm worried that Bungie's gonna miss Microsoft by the time Destiny is through.
Oh man, I think they're already missing them.
Yeah.
You know,
Dedicated
I-
servers.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna happen.
Ever.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's no longer on 360 and PS3, maybe. Right.
Right. They can't offer dedicated servers for Xbox One and PS4 and leave 360 guys out there saying, "What the hell about us?" You know?
So
And they just leave us all out there.
in my opinion, they got to do that because why the heck did they do a live stream when TTK dropped and they showed all the new game modes and they did it with the Red Bull sponsor? That's MLG, man. And
Yeah. How did they set up that game lobby? Did they sit there and join matchmaking until they just happened to? No, they friggin' set them up together.
so I think they're gonna
Why are you teasing me?
eventually bring that, and I mean they're gonna have to. Because the PvP is fun in Destiny. It's unbalanced, but it's fun, and you can find the meta and you can do really well. But those dedicated servers, man, especially when you get in trials and you have like 8 wins and you have the dude that's, flying around the map.
Literally.
Literally.
But dedicated servers aren't necessarily the answer for everything. I was actually playing Halo with Cosmo, and there were people like Destinaut and I were both playing with Cosmo from Bungie.
Yeah.
And I was flipping him crap the whole time, and he's like, "Hey, you see the lag in here? These are dedicated servers, so get off my back."
But at least
Yeah.
it's more minimal, It's like I don't know.
There's just
But
a lot
it's
more people
still-
playing Halo. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I said about Iron
Burn.
Man. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least there was. I don't know about now.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that's Destiny, I guess. So how about Star Wars? What do you guys think about
That's
that?
Destiny.
Oh,
Let's just say we still love Destiny. We love it. We're just bored.
Yeah.
it's all right. I've had better.
Oh. He's already changed the locks to his house.
I changed my phone number. It's straight to voicemail.
Wait, did you guys hear that?
I'd be like, hey, sorry, it's not the end of the world. Just move on.
Bye, Felicia.
Does Shaniqua still live here? Because I don't think so.
We don't live here no more.
Did you take all your records?
I got everything. I got everything back, and then it was
Including the-
painful. It took a while, but it was worth it.
Wait, did you trade Destiny in for Star Wars?
It's a digital download. I can't.
If it wasn't,
I chose
Would
poorly.
you?
Again, just like the Sega Saturn, I got a digital download.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
like a shatter.
So you just
Oh.
didn't commit. That's the problem.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Star Wars, dudes. It is freaking fantastic. And I may have my rose-colored glasses on because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But man, Star Wars.
Turn it on, stick in the IV, and go to town. It's like crack. It's hard to pull away. Pull away.
That's
I
how
mean,
you
Love it.
You gotta leave it in
Alright.
for a long time.
Little,
Gotta get used to
this
it.
round table's also turning into an intervention. So.
I'm Thaddeus Prime and I have a problem.
Right.
I like Star Wars. And
That's the first step.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, I downloaded a new game onto my iPad, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
It's
Like,
like
an
a-
RPG?
It's like a turn-based D&D type of thing. It's not
Ah.
bad actually.
Nice.
Oh. Okay.
But then
Is that the one
again-
that we all like pre-signed up for.
Nah, maybe, probably. I don't know. I just found out about it recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do
Is
you
it
have
the
to
one
play
that's
as
like-
rebels?
Oh, jeez.
Do you have to play as rebels?
You can play as either the light side or the dark side, but you have to be level 7 and unlock enough characters to play on the dark side. And trust me, I'm working on it.
That's
Well, if it's
ridiculous.
anything like Battlefront, you better play as rebels if you want to win.
Oh, dang.
I'd frog mouth you right now, but I can't because we're on Twitch.
You can fog your mouth, bro. It's all good.
that's a-
F you, circuit.
Hey, I was just
Well,
suggesting that the rebels may have an unfair advantage in some
All y'all
situations.
scum
Well,
just
you got to
zip
give
it.
them something.
Orphan terrorists.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude. Look at Josh. He just, look at
Booyah.
that hat, bro. That's where it's at.
Scum.
Yeah.
Skeet, skeet,
Every
skeet.
single.
So-
Yeah, but you can't get rid of it. It's for winning.
I got good news about Star Wars and I got bad news. Which do you want first?
Yes.
Bad news.
both.
got-
Exactly.
Always bad news first.
All right. Well, here's the question that I thought about that I would place before you, gents.
All right.
And it's not just Star Wars. This is a Halo problem also. Halo said it came out with something like what, 19 maps, 22 maps, something, right?
Yeah.
Battlefront says what? It has 16 maps, right?
Right.
Something like that. Let's be honest. How many maps does it actually have? Yeah, you see that? 4. It
I
has
think they're
4.
counting parts of maps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That to me is a problem. A little bit,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, come on, guys. We have 3 levels to fly around in,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Or is it 4? Did they give us the
I
4th
think
one?
it's 4.
I think
I
it's
think it is
4
4.
for flying. Yeah.
No, it's 3 because there's no indoor for flying. Fighter Squadron only has Hoth,
That's right. And then
Mustafar, and Tatooine.
You know, that's an interesting point you bring up because I think I remember when they were discussing the update incoming soon that they're adding locations and maps. Like they worded it in 2 different ways, as if they were saying we're adding these big areas that then different game modes are going to occupy different areas within those larger areas. So
And that was the good news. They're actually going to bring some of these new maps for free. That was on Kotaku this
Mhm.
afternoon.
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that is good. But I don't even with Halo, and I don't want to take us too far off topic, but I mean, they say, oh, we're getting free maps. I would rather pay for maps than get Forge maps, to be perfectly honest with you.
I just want my
That
damn
makes
forge. That's all. I just want my goddamn forge.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh my god.
You'll get it. Go
Oh,
play Minecraft.
It's
You'll be fine.
He's coming.
That's
Washington.
It's like the rebellion of Forge. Come on.
exactly.
Oh
How could you
my
suggest
God.
such a thing?
Okay,
Right.
go play Mario Maker.
There you go.
Scum.
Dude, well, Star Wars to me, like I was actually kind of surprised. I thought it would kind of be like a 7 on a 10 scale, and I kind of think it's probably a 7 or 8. But I was surprised how many people didn't like it, and I'm kind of wondering, like when I was listening to Amos's podcast, Josh.
Just
And,
got mad because I got owned.
Null Zero, I was listening to him and I was like, bro, are you just salty? Because,
Yeah.
like, because it sounds like salt. I don't know. And then he's like, he told Troy to like just return it, and I was like, what,
I just don't know.
bro?
Troy would have made it more fun for him if they'd played together.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
He might be coming from a standpoint of, from what I understand, and I don't know him like on the level that Josh knows him, but obviously he liked Call of Duty, he's liked Destiny. If he's coming from a level of like, it came off to me that review that he did on Drop the Point was very like he liked the competitive nature of Call of Duty, and he didn't like the fact that Battlefront was maybe more casual, and I got no problem with that. I don't.
Right.
Well, Halo right now, for example, has nothing but ranked playlists, and
Yep.
sometimes I want to sit back, crack open a beer, and just shoot people in the face. And if I got to be leaning forward every single match, and everyone knows what leaning forward means, if I got to lean forward and play every single match, like you know, like it's my last.
Pro tip here. Lean forward. Pro tip.
Lean forward. Do it. Just do it. Just lean forward. You know. Just lean forward.
If you're laying on your belly on your elbows, you're doing it wrong.
Right. So yeah, you know, like Battlefront, I don't mind that I can go in, play a game. I'm not ranked. It doesn't matter. I don't got a little symbol next to my name.
Yeah.
Saying how good I am. I'm just going in and playing, and you know what? I'm going in and I'm a stormtrooper for 10 minutes, and that's awesome. I could go in, and I can kick Luke Skywalker in the face.
Or try.
Doesn't love that. And just, you know, like, and maybe I don't know how much of a fan he is of Star Wars, and maybe he's not. But this game, Battlefront, it's, if you're a fan, I can't see you being like, oh yeah, Star Wars is awesome, but this game sucks.
Yeah,
right. I don't see anyone saying that. I just don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even if it is a somewhat casual game, I've never had a problem being the one guy who's really awesome at like the party game. Like
Yeah.
you come to my house and play Mario Party, you're getting wrecked. I swear. Like, there's nothing wrong with being good at a party game, and I think Star
You
Wars
still
is
have
kind
a
of like
blister in the center of your hand, my
that. Oh,
friend.
dude, from rotating it all around.
Did Nintendo send you the glove?
I got a scar.
Well, dude, like last night, Circuit and I were playing, and we were playing Fighter Squadron, and dude, like it was endless laughs because you know Thaddeus figured out that you can up your shields and fly through the Slave One. I did it twice to this guy in one game, and we were both like, dude, he's got to be like cussing me or
Later,
something.
princess.
Yeah. I mean, and the sound effects, dude, the sound effects is amazing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when you put on your headset and you listen to it, it takes you back, right? It like takes you down memory lane. Yeah.
For sure, dude. For
Yeah.
sure. That's what's so great about it. You're living. I mean, you guys played 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. I did. I still have 2. I have 2
Yeah,
from the 360. I still have it.
That's an original Xbox game. It's not even a 360 game. That's how long it's been since we've had one of these games.
Right there.
Oh
Yeah.
Still got it.
Like a boss.
And those games didn't have a story, right? They were just a casual jump in and play.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but they had space battles.
Yeah. I'm hoping for the DLC to have space battles.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, with this update coming with a new game mode, I think we can already maybe safely say that they're planning on more game modes in the pipeline.
Yeah. Well, let's
Which
hope
that's
so.
kind of the news I was waiting for. If they didn't come out with a new game mode pretty soon, I mean, 9, like I was saying in the last podcast, there are 9 game modes, but there's really like 3. You know, there's really like 3 or 4 that you're gonna play. The other ones are kind of minced up pieces of the larger ones.
Yeah. So
Like-
sorry, interrupt Circuit. Draco
No,
had a
go
good
ahead.
question, and I wanted to ask you guys in the chat. He said, should he get Battlefront first or Halo first? What do you guys think?
What's your friends list look like, bud? Do you have more people playing Star Wars or more people playing Halo? Because both those games are more fun with the more people you have to play with.
Yep.
That's kind of
Yep.
they're both fun games. They're both gonna scratch two different itches, So
Yeah.
which itch is worse?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose, I would say when I go into Halo by myself, I found free for all is my favorite. Just because it's everyone's, it's one person versus everyone, so
Yeah.
everyone's in the same boat. If I jump into Slayer, it gets very frustrating when you got one guy AFK, two other guys mule bagging each other in the corner, and you're trying to score points,
Yeah.
Whereas Battlefront, I could really see being, if you got more friends on there, I could see you jumping that way, just because it does have its own buddy system. You can actually have, I think they call it partner. You can partner up with somebody, and you can spawn on them, which helps. You can do that anyways, I think, without actually knowing the person. But let's be honest, it's a multiplayer game. And I don't think anyone will disagree that multiplayer games, for the most part, are fun when you got someone chatting it up. Like you guys were talking about, you're just busting up laughing.
Yeah, man.
And you can still do that by yourself, obviously, but it's one of these like, oh, did you see that? No one's there. Okay, I saw that. Yeah. Hopefully you recorded
Xbox
it.
record that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're going a little bit more single player, maybe Halo, Battlefront. I've been playing it single player. It's still fun. I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I love Star Wars. I'm ridiculously in love with it since I was a kid. So that it just, nothing's gonna beat that for me. Any game can come out and I'll probably be like, Battlefront.
Yeah.
Are we at all worried about the fact that the company that is publishing this game is the same company that charges us for air in the football and Madden?
Was that DLC? Oh man,
You broke mule.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, listening to the $50 season pass,
Yeah.
right? That does make it's like I'm tired of getting taken advantage of. Like, I love Star Wars. Don't make me pay this much for it. Come on.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna
Come
do
on.
it.
I know. Shut up.
Because it's Star Wars.
So I saw a guy today saying that it was a little worrisome that there was free DLC incoming, and he wondered what did that mean for people who bought the season pass. I guess maybe he's kind of inferring that they made a quick decision to maybe yank some of that stuff and give us some free things to kind of shut up the naysayers. Or, do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm not mad about it because I'm still gonna get. I'm still gonna get the $50 season pass, and still, I mean, it's gameplay. Like I don't know. Some people are just salty.
I'm wondering too. Like, so let's say I buy the game, right? And it's $60, and I buy the season pass, which I think is good for a year, right? It's season like year one.
It's lifetime, I believe. Like if you get the season pass,
DLCs.
yeah,
4 DLCs.
4 DLCs. Okay, so
That's it.
So I spent $60. I bought the core game, and I spent another $50, and I get the next 4 DLCs. So we're at $110 right there. How much was, I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. How much was Destiny plus the first 2 expansions plus the Taken King?
exactly.
Too much.
Depends who you're talking to. For me, I bought the vanilla 3 different times.
Yeah. So we're up. I think it was $60, and then what was it? $30 again for the first 2 expansions. So we're at $90 now. And then Taken King was another $20 if you just bought the regular one.
40. But I spent
40.
80.
So, and when I hear people say like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
So when I hear people say like they're playing the Taken King and they're like, dude, this is what I thought Destiny was gonna be when I bought it.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're telling me is when you paid $60, you thought you were getting what you're playing now for $100 plus. I'm wondering if I mean, $60. Games last generation were like $60. So are these games getting more expensive? And the real price of these games are $100, and they're cutting content in half,
Yeah.
charging $60 for it, and then getting their money. They're still getting their same amount of money. If this game was $100 at launch with Taken King, with the 2 expansions, same thing with Battlefront. If it was Battlefront plus the 4 expansions that are coming out day one for $100, would we still be getting the same game just on day one? I think so. I think if
Are
I
we
paid $100,
getting enough game for the $60?
Right.
but that's the thing. I think games are just too expensive to make now, and
I get your point. Yeah, yeah.
games aren't $60 anymore. I think games are $100
Right.
now.
But they know you're not going to go fork over $100, $200 for a game unless you're the kind of guy who goes and buys the collector's edition, which they count on a couple of those whales, quote unquote, right? Those are the same people who buy every single freaking emote in Destiny. I've got probably 4 or 5 of them, but yeah, that's an interesting thought, man. Like they know, okay, it's going to cost basically $100, $150 for a satisfactory product, so let's just give them half, so they'll actually buy the thing, and then you got the hook in the mouth, and they're going to come back for the next piece, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you think people would be willing to just say, okay, you know what, this is a really great investment for my own personal entertainment and social life, unfortunately for many of us, so it's worth it? Or do you think people are going to go for $60 forever?
You know what I think they're doing when they cut games in half and do the DLC? This is what they're doing. That's what I think they're doing.
All the way to the
Just
bank.
went there.
Exactly. That's what they're doing right there, man. I had it queued up ready to go because I knew that would come.
Of course you did.
What is he up to?
Yeah, I mean, you said it before, Josh. They're in to make money. They know it's really interesting to watch them because they know how to make money. They're in the business of marketing and whatnot. I think that's just what they're doing. They've changed the game with that, and so now for us gamers, it sucks. But we're going to be spending $120 on a complete game now.
Yeah, I had a guy get so pissed off at me and unfollow me on Twitter because I said games were about making money. He was like, "They're about art and beauty," and I'm like, "Cool, do that without money."
Right.
Right.
Then you beat
Yeah.
that guy on the street that paints the sidewalks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? I kind of miss hearing Dirty Bombz. What is his thoughts on this?
Sorry, I'm actually multitasking. I'm modeling Luke's lightsaber on 3DS Max right now.
He's checked
Wait,
out.
are you on Periscope or what? Like, can we see this?
I'm just doing it at home, man. I just wanted to do it.
No, I'm not.
Let's
in a
just admit, you're
submarine.
playing
Are
your
you
game
crazy?
on your tablet right now.
I'm not actually. I'm legit modeling Luke's Return of the Jedi lightsaber.
Yeah.
Do you have clothes on?
No pants.
He's
Irrelevant.
modeling
Model
wild.
Do we need
pants
to
on,
go
man. Come
down?
on.
Do we need to
Are
go
there-
down? No.
Do I keep hearing the camera flash? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, what?
That's exactly what it is.
Why does Zoom not
Are you
working?
are you modeling just the lightsaber? Because this is
He's just holding it right.
And should it really be green? That's the problem.
see
No.
your shorts is gross.
So it's going to be cross sabers, right?
Mm.
Yeah, he's got a purple one.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. What was the question then?
Do you turn it on and off with a button?
Yes,
Did you put a crystal in it?
sure did.
I don't get it. What does that mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Spell that one.
I
out.
have schematics. I'll show you later.
Can I get a pie chart?
Oh,
Wow.
man.
All right. So what was the question? Sorry.
Money, $100 games, $100 games.
Yeah.
What about them? They suck. I don't want to do that.
He's
I'm not
basically
paying
saying games are
game.
sold for $60 now, but they're not the whole game. So really, what studios are doing is instead of giving us the whole game, they parse it out because we'd really be paying $100 for a full game now.
Yeah.
We're getting these pieces, you know.
I mean, I'm not down with that. I mean, I see where they're coming from, what you guys are saying, but at the same time, that's a low blow, even for anybody. I mean, bring back the glory days of games back in the day. You know, it's like, oh hey, I'm gonna pre-order this game. I'm gonna get something dope as shit first of all, and then I'm gonna get a full freaking game. Don't give me this half-cocked baloney that we've been getting recently.
Well, you
Come on,
used to
Dirty.
have to pre-order, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, back in the day, it's like, oh, nice. Is that copy going to be there for me when I get there, or am I going to actually have to like beat somebody up in the parking lot for this? Because I've been waiting for this longer than they have. I deserve it more.
Yeah.
You know.
But not only that, guys. I mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but I mean, when I was in high school, freaking Perfect Dark with the expansion pack, so that I
Yeah.
could play on the Nintendo 64, was $110.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I
don't wanna
definitely
hear
played
it.
Perfect Dark, and that was an insane upgrade because now that I think about it, it was only used by that game and maybe one or two others, right?
Donkey Kong,
Star Wars.
Conkers, and Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Perfect Dark was one of the few that had to have it or the game wouldn't play. I think Donkey Kong was
Right.
the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I'm
that's the
surprised
thing.
more
We're
people
paying
didn't
we're
play
paying
Perfect Dark.
less. Right? We're paying less now,
Yeah.
but now we're starting to get less. It's kind of like
You
I
get
mean-
what you pay for.
you guys noticed when the gas prices went way up, all of the packaging for food got smaller, but the price never changed.
Right?
I mean,
Petroleum.
it's
Are we in Britain now all of a sudden?
Petrol.
Gives me job security, but
Bloody hell.
Well, okay, that's a console upgrade though, right? Like that was basically RAM for the 64, wasn't it? So
yeah.
can I buy Destiny with extra RAM and get double the vault space? Because I'll do that, dude.
Did you get on that?
Yeah. Well-
So, okay, here's the question, guys. Destiny says they have 25 million players, right? At one point or another. I mean, it's spin, obviously.
right.
Would you guys pay $2 a month to
Hell no.
make sure there was more content?
Hell
Oh, man.
no.
But before you jump to that hell no, I mean, to get more content for $2 a month.
If it is relative content, stuff that makes me want to keep playing this game and pay those $2 a month, then potentially. But if they went down the same road that they're going now with that $2 a month fee, hell no.
No, that's what I'm saying. To get over this hump of this content gap, if they're pulling, let's say, 10% of those people pay that $2 a month, that's $5 million, right? That should pay the salaries of enough people to be able to put out some content on a regular basis.
Man. I think if you would have asked
Make
me
it a
that,
buck fitty.
right? Buck fitty.
You're talking about half a Starbucks.
Dude, I
But
played
can
WoW
at least we
for,
have
like,
can we at
5
least
years.
have Christmas on that cup now though? I mean, come on.
I'm enraged.
Dude, people get mad when you say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. Get over it, dude. Happy Kwanzaa. Deal with that.
Do it.
I don't know.
Anybody got time for that?
Nope.
Dude, Josh, if you would have asked me that question maybe 3 months ago, like right after Taken King, I probably would have said yes.
Yeah,
Because I love the Taken King. And but now that I mean, we your podcast, our podcast has kind of talked about it. I think it's just there was no other really good games out there that could compete. And now you have Black Ops 3, Halo 5, Star Wars Battlefront. What's around the corner? The Division.
Hell yeah.
So
Amen.
it's like, would I pay $2 a month to play that game that might have good content? Probably not now, but maybe 4 or 5 months ago, yeah, I would have been all over it. So,
Like white on rice.
I mean,
More like an Old Republic situation where you have VIPs and freemium, where you have like some people, like I'll pay $15 a month for Destiny. I paid $15 a month for World of Warcraft for over 5 years, right? I mean, if
But
they
that
just did the
seemed-
same
that
thing.
had value to you though, right? I mean, that added value to like you felt like you were getting something for that 15 a month, right? Because you also paid for the expansions then too,
Sure, absolutely.
right?
And I would
So-
want to see a schedule of anticipated content to come out, some sort of
There
little
we go.
something, a promise maybe.
Yeah.
Which they're good at breaking, but at the same time, like I can't ask them to tell the future for me either. Like buying a game is a bet. It's a gamble, and it should be. You know,
Yeah.
just like buying anything in the world, a little bit. But educate yourself, and it becomes less.
Well, I mean, you're already seeing game industries do that stuff. I mean, you have EA Access. You know, you can pay $5 a month or $30 a year, and you know, you can play all these other games they have in the library.
Right.
So if Destiny wanted to do that, they should have jumped on it 4 or 5 months ago.
Just like Tonto.
Destiny did have a free trial for a little bit.
Yeah.
For a minute, they had a little free trial thing, and I don't know what level they let you get up to, but I guess it was successful enough, or they didn't need it, and they discontinued that.
Yeah.
I think that constant, you mentioned like you said, you know, like a couple, you know, paying a couple dollars here and there. That would be constant revenue. And you know, you said EA's doing, what's EA's, like $5 a month?
Yeah, it's $5 a month.
Okay, so that's $5 a month. That's potentially constant revenue that's coming in. You've seen this in the past with who was it? Valve. Valve came out with Steam. Valve comes out with a game like every time, you know, a generation graduates high school, you know. So it's like, how do they stay afloat? You know, they have a constant stream of revenue coming in with Steam.
Yeah.
And you got World of Warcraft, you know, it's a subscription-based model, and they've done that from the beginning, and it's constant revenue coming in. And I think in some form, when you have a company that has X amount of dollars coming in every month, it becomes a lot easier for these guys to take risks and maybe come out with a product that hopefully this sells. We've done some PR and we've got some feedback and people seem to like this product. Let's put it out. Oh, it failed miserably? Well, that sucks. Let's go back to the drawing board. We still got X amount of dollars coming in from Steam. Maybe that's not the way people want it to go, but like Josh has said in the past, and I totally agree with this, it's a business. You could still make small games. You could make small games and they could sell a little bit and you make a little bit of a profit. But I think to make these AAA games, it's like the movie industry, you know. It's you can't just dump every single dollar into one project and then it fails and then it's like, well, where's the cushion, you know?
Right.
So I think they're paying a little bit here and there. While me personally, I might not do it for Destiny. I can see where the value is in that. In maybe, like you said, if I got a backlog of something, I can see the value in. Maybe I don't like the current product, but I've got all this other stuff to play with.
That's what she said.
I haven't heard that. She does say somebody.
Yeah, there's never a backlog. I mean, the thing is, like, we look at this King purchase, right? The $5.9 billion. I'm gonna say that again, right?
Billion.
These guys are the king, pun intended, of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we wonder about the value of Candy Crush. I mean, they'll keep Candy Crush going, but would you guys and I don't want to say this out loud, but would you guys pay for extra turns to play Destiny Candy Crush if you actually got engrams that could be encrypted in Destiny?
I
think
wouldn't, but I'm
feel
sorry to
okay
say
giving the game out.
Someone would.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's always the one person that wants that new thing, like, oh snap, silver, oh my god, I have to have it, oh my god,
That's like the Carlton. Everyone had
Basic-
to have it. Everyone had to have it. They were smart.
you know, they'll advertise it as like, oh, get this, get that, but they're not going to tell you how. That's how you got you with the Carlton. That's how they broke my spirit with Carlton. It's like, here we finally have this emote that you all have been riding our asses for in here. You have to pay for it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dicks.
And maybe it's not Candy Crush, guys, but remember, this company also owns Hearthstone, right?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
does it?
I had to
I
stop
didn't know
playing the
that.
game.
Does EA own Blizzard?
Activision.
Oh man.
That's true.
owns
I
Blizzard.
had to stop playing it. It was tempting me too much to spend money.
I've gotten tired of that game. Truthfully,
Yeah.
like the meta of that game is way too much for me right now. I've stopped playing it for a while.
I would say the best card though, Leroy Jenkins.
I think I actually played against the guy who had that, and I graciously lost. Just like, kudos for you, sir.
Kudos. For you.
Kudos.
You can have it.
But the point is though, they're bringing in King for mobile stuff, right? If there was some kind of Destiny mobile game that you could play while you're at work that's going to help your character while you're right. I mean,
I might, like,
It might bring a little bit more interest back in.
Yeah.
exactly. And so, I mean, I don't know. I'm honest. I'm just talking off the cuff, honestly, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, why purchase that? Why spend that kind of money unless you're going to market to every fan base you have for every property you own?
Right.
Yeah, they don't just want Candy Crush. They want those people. They want that tech. They're going to use it in their other products.
They don't care about the 45-year-old mothers that are playing Candy Crush. I mean,
How could you say such a thing? There are people
Dirty
too.
Bombz does. Who cares?
well, the thing is, like
discrimination.
the Kind of Funny podcast, they were talking about. I think I was catching up on some episodes, but they were talking about how like one of the other main values in this purchase is the advertising, because those ads run on that screen constantly.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing Candy Crush and you go, well, what's Hearthstone, right? They can put their own products in there, as well as other people will pay for that ad space. So, I mean, yeah, they're gonna make money, but I just, I hope Destiny's making the money that it's
Yeah,
supposed to be making.
I think it's what we all hope for.
And don't we all
I'm
just kind of
almost-
hope
I'm
that
almost
one
embarrassed
day
to know.
down the road, Bungie makes it out of the tunnel? Like, eventually. I'm like, what happens in 10 years? Do we see Bungie, like, just climb out from this hole in the desert? You know, we landed on the moon!
They turn into PopCap games. That's what happens.
Well, dude, so Dirty has mentioned this before, and this may actually revive it, in my opinion. And this is all hypothetical. But what if there was a Halo Destiny crossover?
Already is.
Because
Do you not listen to my lore? God, Mule.
there's a
Fire.
lot, man. There's a lot there that they could create a new game that's like, all this that happened in Halo was before Destiny. And then, here's the filler for it. And then here's where Destiny starts. Like, if they teamed up together, I don't know, man. Would you buy it if they did something like that?
They'd have to do an extremely good job of it. I mean, both companies combined, they'd knock the hype clear out of the park, no doubts whatsoever. I've said it before.
Yeah.
They hype superbly well. They have such a good handle on marketing, and they do such a fantastic job. It's part of the reason why I wanted to play Destiny so bad. It's just because Bungie knows how to hype their own stuff. They do a really freaking good job, but they let you down a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I would buy it. I
I would be incredibly skeptical just because of the track record that Destiny has been going at this point to be like, hey, I can put my faith in 343, but I can't quite get there with Bungie.
As long as I could stick Cortana in my Ghost, I'd be happy.
I mean, we all know what that means.
You mean your Sparrow?
Tomato, tomato.
Well,
That
hey,
had
if-
no
if you-
double meaning.
If you've seen the new Sparrow for the Referrer Friend, it's basically like a Cortana-esque Sparrow anyway.
Really?
Dude, it's a light
Tron.
cycle from Tron.
And apparently indestructible.
Yeah, big whoop. If they
Can you cut
actually,
people off and destroy them? Because
Is it a two-seater?
This you see?
dude, I still want to hijack people's Sparrows. If they put that back in the game, I'd go play that right now.
Oh heck yeah!
For all the people that pull their Sparrows out all the time?
Check out my Sparrow, man.
Well, it's like if that one guy who's trolling you, it's like, oh, you're just over there getting kills, whatever. This guy comes along, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna keep these guys from spawning. Check me out, I'm a giant douche. Oh, look, you got your Sparrow out? Sucking now, it's mine.
And if I had my exclusive Candy Crush Sparrow, I'd bust that thing out all the time.
Exactly, it'd be pink and purpley and sparkly all over.
Don't say that. Destiny will
That
be
happened.
full of middle-aged women.
Oh my gosh.
That happened.
Oh,
So they're like,
man.
we shoot
And there's
3
nothing
green
wrong with
acolytes in a
middle-aged
row.
women. That's not what I was saying.
That's what floats Josh's boat, man.
That's
not
also
judging.
not what I was saying.
Said it with your
Can't win
eyes.
this one, bud. Just can't win this
With
one.
their eyes.
Destinaut.
Stop looking in my eyes.
They're dead and lifeless.
Oh man.
Ugh. Bring us back.
Yeah, to what?
So, you guys think Activision's getting too big with this recent revelation of King, as well as, we know that they already had, like, Blizzard, Activision are under the same umbrella, in the same bed. I think it's called Vivendi or something like that. Like, they have a bunch of other companies as well.
Is that like a Tempur-Pedic bed? Is that what you're saying?
It's like the parent company. It's the stupid parent company. And no one knows, no one recognizes. Like KFC, Long John Silver's, Taco Bell are all owned by the same people. Yum Foods.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Yum? No, not unless you were like a vegetarian, because you buy into that propaganda crap. But I'm saying, is Activision getting too huge?
There goes all the vegetarians. Sorry.
They prey on teenagers. It's basically just what PETA does all day.
Not
long.
vegetarians.
Vegetarians
You're-
do?
What? Wait a minute.
Vegetarians
No,
eat teenagers?
PETA.
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, human meat's fine. Human meat is okay.
Okay.
So it's good that he's apparently a cannibal. So hey,
Right.
I never want to meet him.
Yeah.
Clarice.
Oh my gosh, that's creepy.
Well, I mean, if one company, if we got one company, let's say, making 90% of the games,
Yeah.
Let it be Nintendo.
obviously, yeah. Well, see, maybe that was the problem. I mean, you look back in history, and the game industry at one point was in a decline, and I think everyone was playing Nintendo. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you got one person up there making the decisions, and he says, "I want everything to be blue," and everything's blue, and you got the people that like the color blue playing the games, that leaves a lot of people that like other colors not liking the games, and then we might just do one of these,
Yeah.
and then it'll
That's
start
what-
over.
That's what happened before Nintendo showed up, right? And Activision was part of that problem.
Tell us. Speak more, brother Josh.
ET phone home. I mean, that's what games would
Let's
crash.
kill that game.
That's why Nintendo is called the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's not called a video game system because of that crash back in the early 80s. And right, they brought it back, but even the mighty Casey fell. Right? Sony came in, Sega came in,
Sega!
right? They yeah. Sega. Jinx.
Didn't
And,
Sega get
know
their
that.
ass handed to them by everybody else beforehand?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm sorry. No, that's right. I'm sorry. Second Nintendo went at it. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sega and
Sega
Nintendo went
lost
out, and
it.
then PlayStation came in and was like, "Hey, look at these fancy discs," and
Yeah.
right, Nintendo's like, "No cartridges."
Yeah.
They're like, "No discs," and I mean, Nintendo's been fighting its way back since the Nintendo 64. Right, they've been fighting. I mean, the Wii was the one machine that everyone bought and nobody played unless you were in an old folks home.
There you go.
Dude. That's
Because you
exactly
had
what happened.
your schedule consisted of like water aerobics and Wii bowling, right? And Jello at noon.
I
mean,
can't wait to get to that point.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, wait,
know.
what?
Right? And
Yeah.
now this NX thing coming out, they're saying it's going to be on par with the new systems. It's going to be possibly a hybrid, and they've been getting third parties in bed again, and we even see evidence of Square in Smash Bros. Because now they've got Final Fantasy characters in Smash Bros. Right? So they're mending bridges and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, EA was. Think about EA. They were at the top for a long time. They bought PopCap Games. I know I jokingly said that's what Bungie would turn into, but they bought PopCap for $650,000. Those guys are like, we got a deal. PopCap's like, we got screwed.
Oh,
Because they make good games.
yeah.
Those guys make good games. And so, I mean, for mobile, and I'm not saying it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've also, I mean, Peggle, right? All that.
Like
That's. I'm not dogging
I'm
it. I'm just saying.
Get the hell out of that game.
What-
Oh my
But what?
So
Should I
yeah.
get in and turn you into a robot?
yeah.
Next
I don't care.
lay off it, man.
Peggle was the shit.
All right, and you're bored with Destiny.
It's that music when you win a match. And it's like, oh. Dude,
That's what's up.
if that happened at the end of every Nightfall, I would still be playing Destiny.
Exactly. A little
That's
thing,
all
right?
Right?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
So
I still
we
just want a mini game during loading screens where I can shoot with my ship. Let me shoot asteroids or
How
something.
about no mini game, please? There's no loading screens.
Yeah.
For
How
the
about a mode
love-
called Fighter Squadron?
Oh.
What?
Let's see, I just want to fly a spaceship, but I can.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
can.
if Destiny added that, space battles, holy crap, that's all I would do. Because that's
Yeah, but to get the best lasers, you're gonna have to recruit like 10 people into your clan and run them through the raid.
you're gonna have to Sherpa them through the fight that's hard raid fight. Yeah, you
Right.
have to do that. Yeah.
The DLC will be the barrel roll.
Yeah, exactly. You get the barrel roll. And a special emote where you're flying by and you're like doing the
But then you'll get an emote of like the Top Gun high five, like the spinning high five.
Oh yeah.
We were inverted.
Tower, permission for a flyby.
Negative Ghost Rider. The tower's full.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, man. So, quick question. What game that you don't have now or you're playing now are you looking forward to in the future?
Division.
The Division.
Division? Okay.
I want to play
Halo Wars
Fallout
2.
4, but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really into the Division, but it got murky in there, and I haven't kept on it. But I'm not
Still-
exactly sure where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
They've gone
And
dark a little bit.
oh, I'm sorry, what's that?
So it's still kind of murky. They've gone dark a little bit, but not really dark. They've just gone. I just think they're just really pushing hardcore and keeping the media tight-lipped.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's like, are they? I feel like they don't want to kind of like just be like, hey, this is what we are, and then people making up their minds immediately and just going like, well, I'm not going to play that.
Yeah,
But I think they're trying to learn from current games that are out now and just be like, that's not working, that is working, that's not working. Which, hey, kudos to them. But no, I was really, I'm still looking forward to it. It might not be a day one for me, but definitely looking forward to Division.
Yeah.
Well, something I just thought about you saying that is kind of funny because they were kind of releasing info quite a bit until DLC started dropping for Destiny,
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I think they may have had something similar on the lines planned for kind of how that was, and they saw how Destiny wasn't doing so hot in that department, and maybe they're taking a step back and reevaluating part of their I guess launch and post-launch agenda.
Yeah. Well, I did see in the chat, Gravy Kingpin said that he read a review on, I guess it was some of the beta, and said there is friendly fire. So you could fire on your teammates and they'll mark you as rogue, and then
Right.
you can basically take out your teammate.
But that's only in the dark zone.
Yeah. But that's still pretty sweet. So for me, it's gonna be the Division, and I am super freaking fanboy excited for Mass Effect.
Oh yes, of course.
But you know,
So funny, though.
poor Josh. I mean, I keep telling him he's got to finish that, man.
Got to finish.
But
It's got to get backwards compatible, dude.
dude, just fire up the
It's not the way,
360. Fire up 360
Well,
and do
if you
it.
don't have the console,
Yeah, don't tell me you don't have a 360 in your house.
I have two of them. But they're
Wonderful.
both in my
Okay,
kids'
then.
rooms.
So take them out.
My daughters are playing Simpsons Road Rage right now on the 360.
Have it on GameCube, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's what I used to play it on too.
But it's I don't know. It reminds me of a Star Wars game so much, and maybe that's why I get so excited about it. But I can't remember all the information, but there was a leak of some info. So it looks like you can have a squad of up to 4.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Like as people in RL.
I think it's like your actual squad mates, not PV. It's PVE, not PvP.
Yeah.
So it's
Like-
not co-op.
Yeah.
Are you talking co-op or no?
I think they said it was not co-op. So it's just basically because
You could have 3 before, right?
3 before, yeah.
Yeah.
2 before, total of 3.
So I'm trying to find the article as we talk, Because
Talking about Division still?
No. Mass
Mass
Effect
Effect.
was always
Andromeda.
3.
Oh, okay.
You could have yourself and 2 AI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
to it.
yeah. But dude, I knew one of the things they talked about is they're gonna have jetpacks because you have to go exploring and use those to explore.
Yeah, that was in the trailer too.
Yeah. So I don't know,
So
man.
I can't drive up a wall with my Mako anymore?
You
Please
can't.
make
It's coming
that
back.
out.
It's coming back.
It's badass.
It's
God.
coming
That is-
back.
Yes.
If it's not as useless as it was in the first one, then game on. But
Yeah.
that thing in the first game was absolute shite.
No,
I would rather see a
You had
loading
to,
screen than
No.
drive that thing.
the Mako, dude. I could make that thing dance up a 90-degree mountain. It took me 45 minutes, but I could get to the top of that mountain every time.
Yeah.
60%
Dude,
of
it's-
the time,
it's
every
like-
time I can make it to the top.
It's like the horses in Skyrim, man. You could just jump up a
Yes.
freaking mountain and just frolic up the side of a mountain with those things.
There was no Mako armor though. That they dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about you guys? What are you looking forward to?
Dude, Dirty kind of mentioned it. I'm anxiously awaiting for any news on the next Elder Scrolls because
Ooh.
I think it's time. I skipped online, so it's been a minute.
Did any of y'all play that one? The online
Nope.
Elder Scrolls?
For like 5 minutes.
Wanted to,
Okay.
but didn't.
Just not worth it or what?
It's not Elder Scrolls. If you're used to playing
Right.
Skyrim or Oblivion, or even the Fallout games for that matter, it's World of Warcraft in a
Okay.
skin
Okay. Well,
with
that
a lot of microtransactions, from what I
that
understand.
sucks.
Super.
Super. Microtransactions.
Well, when I first played Oblivion, which was the first Elder Scrolls game I actually played, I was like, dude, this. I thought you said this was an RPG, and they're like, no, it is. Trust me. I'm like, but I'm holding out this weapon right under the camera. Like, this is an FPS. No, man. Trust me, it's an RPG. And then 3 months later, we talked again. You know, it's so in depth.
You had showered. You were covered in Cheeto dust.
It's so good.
Cheeto dust.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew eating the insides out.
Mhm.
But man, I mean,
Worth it.
that's a game you can really hermit with, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of like Fallout is the same way, and of course for obvious reasons. But I don't know. I didn't want to play the online version because I saw, okay, hotkeys, all right. It basically kind of constrained to the classic MMO controls, and I don't know. Didn't seem like it was gonna float my boat.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like the launch wasn't super hot either. So I missed that boat, man. You know, I'm ready for the next console solo player Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if it was multiplayer, but if it was done right, you know, where you can like maybe jump in and jump out. I don't know. That'd be kind
Yeah.
of fun.
So like Elder Scrolls meets Destiny.
Kind of, yes. Dude, that's the thing. Like I've noticed, we always talk and compare things to Destiny, so you know they did something right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's
Well, being the first doesn't mean you're the best or even good, but it's there.
yeah.
It's because it's all we've played. We have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, right. No, but
Year
I
and a
think
half
that's
of
No, he loves
nothing
me.
but-
Yeah.
I think that's why Call of Duty has done so well, and they're a yearly franchise, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
They can come out with a game, and then their competitors come out with a game, and in 11 months they can pick and choose what they like out of their competitors and make a new one.
Yeah.
And their competitors like, well, I'm not making a new game for 2 more years. And Call of Duty can be like, all right, well, and it's not like they're on the same cycle, you know, so there's new games coming out all the time, more or less. And every time a new game comes out, they can be like, all right, that worked. Let's throw it in the next Call of Duty. And it's coming out 6 months later.
Yeah.
And
Activision.
yeah, so it works. So I personally don't like Call of Duty games. I haven't played one since the
Yeah.
original Black Ops.
You haven't
And
played Black Ops 3 yet.
It's fun,
haven't.
man. I
And
just
that's the
played it
thing.
today. It's pretty
It'll probably
fun.
blow me away, and I'll be like, you know, Halo what? I will never say Battlefront what, but that's just me personally. Sorry.
So if
It's
I'm
like-
online and I want to play
Smacking the door.
Battlefront,
What's that?
Apparently the mind tricks do work on you.
Waving the hand is a distraction. I think that just, you know, if you're weak-minded and you're like, why is he waving his stupid? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a tactic. Obi-Wan did it all the time. He fooled people all the time. I can't say enough on this. I don't even want to get into it.
Did you guys
Apparently
hear that?
Jar Jar
Where's
did.
where's
He
part two
just
of that,
slid
man?
his soapbox in. Here
Part
it came.
2
Did you hear it?
got delayed because Halo
Ah.
5 and Battlefront came out. I
Well,
kid
damn
you
it.
not. I kid you not. No, the next chapter is on Empire. If people don't know what I'm talking about,
Dude, just give it to us now. Go ahead and give it to us.
I'll give you the abridged. I don't even know if that's probably wrong. Never.
He is a heretic.
we
by the
understand.
way. He's a heretic.
So I'm a little bit of a Star Wars fan, and I've
No, you're
always
not.
watched the
Don't
Star
even
Wars.
call
movies.
yourself a Star
Oh,
Wars fan.
man, here we go.
No.
Okay, so when I was a kid,
Star
I always
Boys.
looked
We
at
love
Star
evil.
Wars as the rebels are the good guys because they're fighting evil. Because
They are.
Luke
Shut
Skywalker
up.
was a farm boy, and he could have done great things, but the Empire got involved, and they, like a lot of people, just ruined his childhood. They
Darth Vader was a
they were
Skywalker too.
oppressive.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. So they were oppressive, and Luke was a simple farmer trying
I
to make
wanted
his
to go
way
to
in the
Tossie
universe.
Station to pick up some power
Yeah.
converters.
You know, so and his life was ruined by the Empire, and he joined a noble cause, and they fought back, and and they overcame because you know what, the good side always wins, right?
Thank you. Done.
Well,
Move
you know,
on.
hang on. I'm going to stop you
Move
right
on.
there. I'm pretty sure it's
that
all
was a
true.
naive view. That's a naive view of it. No, go ahead, Dirty.
Pretty sure Dark Helmet said it best that evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Didn't he also say this place is full of assholes?
Surrounded by
Surrounded by
Assholes.
assholes.
So
Seriously.
so that was my childhood view of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little older now, and
It's
Less wiser.
wisdom's coming out the ears. Let me tell you. So no,
It's coming
no,
out of
so
something.
every time I watch Star Wars now, I'm watching the movie, and the prequels, as much as people hate on them, the prequels are a wealth of reinforcement of what I'm about to say. Okay, so let's focus on Obi-Wan Kenobi for a little bit. He
Do it.
was a Jedi at the top of his game. He was probably arguably number 2 or 3 in the ranks of the Jedi Order.
Also in Train Spotting.
Oh, so good. I don't know don't derail this, man. I'm gonna start talking about Trainspotting 2 coming out soon. I'll start talking about that. So good. Anyways, so you got a Jedi. He's at the top of his game, right? And let's say what is the Jedi Order? It's been compared to a religion, even by Grand Moff Tarkin, who tells Vader, you're all that's left of that old religion. So let's say it's a religion. They got in good with the government, which was the Republic, and they were helping them out. They were going around doing their duty, helping out because their views aligned.
Let's use the correct word, protecting.
Okay, they were protecting the ideals that they believed to be true. So Obi-Wan Kenobi's at the top of his game. Suddenly, his former student decides that, I wouldn't even say it's a decision, it was his destiny. It was his destiny to bring balance to the Force. He brings down, now maybe they didn't understand what that balance was, because if you think about it, there was a S-ton of Jedi and 2 Sith.
Mm-hmm.
George
And
Lucas said balance is the light side.
Shut up, you let him talk.
George
Goddamn.
Lucas says a lot of things, but let's be honest.
Let's not forget George Lucas made Jar Jar
He's the
Binks. for God's
creator.
sakes.
He
Who
made
is?
Star
Okay.
Wars.
Yeah, he kind of gets the
But
last
let's
say.
let's look at it this way. In the 70s, I can't believe that George Lucas wasn't influenced by the movies of the time. You had Godfather coming around that time, movies that were very gritty in the 70s. So he makes a movie wrapped in a child package, but in honesty, you got,
What?
like I said, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he's on the top of his game.
Sorry, we're derailing you. Sorry,
Darth
go, bro.
Vader, who was Anakin at the time, who has a prophecy to bring balance to the Force. There's 2 Sith. He decimates the Jedi. And basically, and I'm going off movies here, so if you're like a reader of comics or books, you're probably going to have all kinds of arguments.
Son of a
The movies
bitch.
are all that's canon.
If you look at the
truly.
movies, there's now 2 Sith and 2 Jedi, right? You got Anakin, and you got the Emperor, and you've got Obi-Wan, and you've got Yoda. That sounds pretty balanced to me. And he brings balance to the Force by creating 2 and 2.
Oh, man.
He doesn't realize that he's now a Sith himself. He's part of that balance. So Obi-Wan, who's very jaded because he's living off in a sandbox somewhere. Yoda's living in a marsh puddle. They're like, dude, F this. We're getting revenge because this guy ruined everything. Yoda was like about to retire, dude. That guy was like 800 years old, dude. Now he's living in a swamp. So, right. So Obi-Wan is like, okay,
770.
check this out.
Let's be exact.
I think, okay, tomato. Obi-Wan, I don't think he orchestrated the whole thing, but I think he's very good at looking at the situation and going, okay, Qui-Gon told me to be mindful
What do you mean?
of the living force. So I'm gonna be mindful of my surroundings. I found this Luke's here. Let's try to convince him to join my side. Oh, your father was killed by Darth Vader, right? Your father. Oh, that sucks. I hate Darth Vader now. Fasha. So he hates Darth Vader now, right? So then Luke can't take Obi-Wan to Anchorhead. He's like, I'll take you as far as Anchorhead, you know. I can't go with you. I cannot. I got responsibilities. He's a responsible adult. So then on the way to, they find a sandcrawler, which is shot up, but by precision damage. And he's like, sand
Boba
people
Fett.
aren't precise. No, come on. It was the sand people straight up. There's
Boba
gaffy
Fett,
sticks,
he
bantha
burned
tracks everywhere.
them with his wrist rocket.
And we know that they're precise. Why do we know they're precise? Because of the prequels. They were able to shoot pod racers going at breakneck speeds
Right.
with sniper rifles. So clearly they can make a shot or two. Stormtroopers can't.
Maybe.
We know this. We know this. So
Boba Fett.
So then Luke's like, oh, well, these are the same. My grandparents, sorry. My aunt and uncle are in trouble, because these are the same people that sold them to us R2 and 3PO. He takes off. Now, this is speculation, but I think Ben made a phone call or two saying like, hey, bro, I think there's some
Light the
droids at this
match.
house.
You're reaching,
Light-
bro. You're reaching.
Light
This
the
is a
match.
little bit of a reach, but so the parents die,
What was
right?
it? What was that FaceTime call? Light the match. Light the match.
It's
So,
time. Order
The
66.
aunt and uncle die. So at this point, Ben's got this in his pocket. He's got Vader killed Luke's father. He's also got the Empire killed Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. Darth Vader works for the Empire. So check it out, dude. The Empire is not doing you any favors, Luke. Come with me. I'll hook you up, bro. So now Luke's with Obi-Wan, right? He even has him sell his speeder, dude. Look, you got nothing to come back to
Josh,
now,
listen.
son. You are mine. I am taking you with
Get your fat space ass back here.
So,
This is going to come to a head one day. We are going to fight with lightsabers.
dude, as soon as I get to the end of this, you'll have nothing to argue because
Dude.
Luke goes with Obi-Wan. Now,
Look
I'm
how
going
much
to
he's
skip
waving his
ahead.
hands, trying to use the mind tricks on us.
I know.
Skipping ahead to the Death Star. Now, this is the pinnacle of my little story.
Hey, why don't you tell us the name of that battle station again?
Look,
The one
it
that
was
killed
called
billions of
Death Star,
people?
right? Who calls it that, though? I mean, it was
enslaved
probably
the
a
Wookiees and almost
pronunciation
wiped them
error.
off
It was
the
probably
face of
supposed to
the
be called the Darth Star. I don't want to argue semantics, right?
Was that the main character?
I
in
like
Space?
that.
So, but basically, this is my favorite part in I'm talking the entire series of Star Wars. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are fighting on the Death Star, and they're going at it. It's two old men fighting. It's a little slow. They're just going at it. Luke shows up, and he's like, Ben, what's going on? Obi-Wan Kenobi looks over at Luke. He sees that Luke is paying attention. He knows that Luke is seeing what's going on. Obi-Wan then turns to Darth Vader, and he smirks. Because he's like, you know what? Gotcha, bitch. He knows that Luke knows that Darth Vader killed Luke's father. Luke thinks that his aunt and uncle were killed by the Empire. And now Obi-Wan, who has become Luke's father figure, is about to get struck down by the same man that killed his father.
Master.
So,
I don't know about you, but if I was Luke Skywalker, I would probably now want to kill Darth Vader, the Empire, anything associated with that regime.
so, couple.
So, I mean, Obi-Wan's got him. Dude. And then later on in the series, and I'll get to this one with my future writings, but basically,
Do you have uncle issues? Are you mad at your uncles that were
I
like,
do
"What's
not.
behind your ear?"
I do not. I do not.
What was?
It's just, and it's reinforced throughout the entire series. I mean, you got Obi-Wan that's like, you got to kill Darth Vader, dude. He's evil. Well, when did absolutes become something that the Jedi do? I thought that was only the Sith that dealt with.
Absolutes, quote unquote.
Well, that's the thing.
So-
Luke didn't do what they said.
No, man, no,
But
he's
see, he
totally
didn't.
right, man. He's totally right.
didn't,
Yoda
but-
said that too.
Yeah, the whole time,
wait.
Luke. Or I'm sorry,
You know
Obi-Wan.
who was right? You know who was right? Luke. Darth Vader said it when he was dying at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You were right. You were
But
right.
that was at the end. Now, okay, so let's skip
Or
ahead.
sorry,
and-
Godfather. Luke, you were right.
I mean, you could skip ahead
were
and
right.
say, "Yeah, Luke, you were right. I can flip, I can turn. I'm not evil." But at that point, Anakin had killed the Emperor, or Darth Vader had killed the Emperor. He was dying. Obi-Wan's already dead. Yoda's already dead. There is now balance in the Force again because now there are no Jedi. Because, and I agree with this. Well, I shouldn't say I agree with this. I believe in this fully. Luke was never a Jedi. He was a tool used by the Jedi
Oh no, he's a
to
Jedi.
Wait a
no.
minute.
The
He couldn't have
strongest
used the
that ever
lightsaber.
existed.
He couldn't have built a lightsaber.
Yeah, he
Well, he's
built
still
his
a
Yeah,
own
but a lot of
lightsaber.
people say Jedi can't wield lightsabers, and we see all kinds of that nonsense going on in these new movies coming out. So
Only Grievous,
Grievous,
and
you know,
he doesn't say he's a Jedi. He said
He
he's
says he
Kylo,
was
Kylo
trained
Ren
in the
was
Jedi.
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 So, honestly, I believe this entire series, 1 through 6, is about Anakin bringing balance to the Force in ways that maybe weren't foreseen by the people that were using him. The Jedi didn't want to train him in the beginning. They used him. They said, well, you know what? This dude's way too powerful. Let's bring him into the fold. Let's keep an eye on him. And it turned out poorly for them. He brought balance by bringing 2 and 2. And then in the end, they all died. And in these new movies coming out, I think Luke isn't seen because he, I think, realizes I was used to literally kill my own father. I'm going into hiding. I am a tool. I am a weapon.
No. Okay.
I am
I gotta
going into
interject.
hiding because
I finally got to interject here.
I am too dangerous.
So,
I don't see what's wrong with that, man. It kind of makes sense.
a couple things I want to say first before we keep going forward. Balance doesn't always mean like a scale balance when you talk about philosophy.
Okay.
Balance can mean one is in control because they are a more balanced approach. The Jedi, they are known for their patience, all of that. So the other thing I want to say is that the Emperor was basically the dark side incarnate. And when Vader destroyed him, he fulfilled his destiny because now there's balance because there's no more dark side incarnate. So there's no more Sith either.
There's always Sith.
There's no more Sith because Vader turns back to the good side.
Well, there's always
There's
Force
always
users.
Sith.
Many
There's-
who aren't trained to be Jedi will become Sith
Balance.
eventually,
There-
probably.
there's balance. There's the balance restored.
He is gone though. I mean, like I say, he destroys the Emperor because if Vader was dying, right? Luke
Yeah.
had kind of cut his hand off, tore him up. Because it's kind of bizarre that he throws the Emperor off the edge and suddenly he's like, I'm dying. It's like, well,
It's
and
a
I know
suit,
that
man.
lightning bolts hit him and stuff like that. But it's like, was that the destiny? What if he hadn't have thrown the Emperor off the edge? He probably would have lived. Luke would have died. There would have been 2 Sith, no Jedi.
Yeah. I
What
just
if
want
he
to
had
know.
Force choke Padme?
Yeah.
But see, that was, I think you guys were even talking about this last week, bringing up Pat. Oh no, Josh was talking about it in his podcast.
Padma.
Anakin
Where's
didn't
Padma?
foresee- he foresaw his wife dying, but he didn't foresee how his wife would die.
And
He just knew she was
childbirth
gonna
is
die.
what he said.
Okay, in childbirth, and she did, but she died of a broken heart.
Because her
Yeah.
husband tried to
She
kill
didn't.
her.
She
Her
didn't have time
husband-
to explain why she didn't have time to explain that she was
Because
forced
Because
to choke.
her husband turned to the dark side, but he turned to the dark side to save her, but in turn killed her. So I think that the balance was being restored through Anakin, through means that he couldn't foresee. It didn't matter how he did it, whether he didn't foresee himself going bad, but he became bad. And
Yeah.
suddenly there was a balance. Then he didn't foresee himself killing the Emperor,
Oh no.
But in doing so, I think again brought balance to the Force. So I think no matter what Anakin did, his destiny was to bring balance to the Force. Not one time, not 2 times. It didn't matter. Through his entire life,
Destiny.
he would bring balance to the Force.
Dude, I like how the whole podcast turned into Star Wars talk.
Heck yeah,
Not only
dude.
that, but like angry Star Wars talk. There's like beards being rubbed. It's like,
Passionate.
Wait a second. Yeah.
you think Obi-Wan was evil? Where do you
No,
get
but
all
I'll be honest. Anytime I watch those movies, and you go back and watch the prequels, like I said, you guys have talked about it. People hate on the prequels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little things that I think reinforce my perspective of those movies. Whether
Jar
you
Jar's the
believe
darkest
Anakin.
darkest Sith of all.
See, you could argue that point as well, but see, I personally think he's not a Sith. I think he's just weak-minded, and he was easily influenced by others. And
Well, he was
the
also
Emperor didn't even have to influence him. He was such a soft-skulled Nimrod that the Emperor was just like, "Oh, you didn't." If Padme was here, she could decide. I know you're in charge, but I don't know if you're up to the task. And he was so hard up for peer approval that he was like, yeah, we need clones. Heck yeah, let's do this. So that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm not.
Yeah, let's make you Supreme Chancellor. No big whoop.
We'll
Yeah,
just
what could go
enslave the Wookiees and almost kill all of them. And
Yeah,
other
nobody
races.
needs Wookiees anyway.
And then
But
billions
they don't
of
tell
people.
the backstory. What if the Wookiees were like those feral pigs that are in Florida that are just taking over? And
Dude,
you don't
Wookiees can use the Force, man. They're pretty intelligent.
come on.
Have you never watched the holiday special?
There's a Wookiee Padawan, and no one should watch that.
Yeah, there is. I have actually. I heard you talk about it. I've actually watched the whole thing. It took me 4 days to watch the whole thing. Did you not?
We lost Dirty there.
You broke it.
I hate Wookiees so much.
Yeah, we
Dirty,
should
do you
probably,
hate Ewoks or Wookiees?
Oh, well, if a certain Miss Mordor is listening, yes, I do hate Ewoks.
They were just a ploy to sell that Eddie Ruxpin doll back in the day. That's all Ewoks were.
Oh man.
Oh, this is a
This
great
is how
thing.
this is how not midgets. Hang on, let me back up. Ewoks.
Cut that
They
out.
were like, all right, guys. How much are the tall guys? How much are the midgets? Let's go with the midgets. It's much cheaper.
They
Little
prefer
people.
little people.
Little
We could
people.
use, but back then, it was. Sorry.
Oh, it was midgets. I'm not
They,
gonna.
they probably called
apologize
him
for
way
that.
worse shit back then, dude. Midget was nice.
So
Hit you with the face.
So that wait a minute. Ewoks are like we can build 3 Ewoks with the same amount of fur as 1 Wookiee. Let's
Frank Oz is like, yes.
I can use both hands. Yeah. It goes back to marketing. Yeah, everyone wants to praise George Lucas, but that guy's a businessman.
Yeah.
And hey, I could sell Wookiees to old people, but no kid's gonna buy that. But I'll sell Ewoks to the children.
And
I can
Jar
stick my
Jar.
head up a cow's butt, but I
Where are you going with that?
was waiting for the Tommy Boy line to sell you a steak, but
Oh my gosh.
But, that's the beauty of that movie is the perspective that so many people can take on it, and it's that's awesome. I mean, I honestly believe Obi-Wan Kenobi is the evilest SOB in the galaxy, but I'm right, you're wrong, and it's okay.
Well, just because Obi-Wan and Yoda, who at the time are 2 old farts, are the last 2 Jedi, who basically, it's like them versus 1.5 Death Stars, right?
Mhm.
A little conniving, I'm okay with that. Like, I still think they're on the right side of the argument. So the fact that they sunk to some of the same depths as the dark side or the Empire, but never typically worse, I'll still sit on the rebel side, I have to say.
Rebels for
And
life.
I don't disagree. There's right and there's wrong and there's popular opinion. I think if you watch the prequels, and like I said, a lot of people disagree with the prequels, but watch what the Sith did and watch what the Jedi say the Sith do, and then watch the 4, 5, and 6. And if you notice, there's a master and apprentice, and there's a lot of absolutes, and there's a lot of this has to be done.
Right.
Oh, is your father? Well, you got to do it, dude. It's for the greater good now, and Jedis do stuff for the greater good. There's a lot of manipulation on both sides, and I think
Sure.
through all 6 movies,
Dude,
that's what's awesome about them. It's yin and yang. There's
That's
yin
why
and yang
Luke
on both
was
sides.
the best character out of all of that, because he
Who?
didn't do Luke, because he didn't do what the dark side wanted, and he didn't do what Yoda and Obi-Wan wanted, because they wanted him to either
You
become
had
the new
one
apprentice.
job.
Yeah, he had one job. Yeah,
Failed poorly.
and he didn't kill his father. Instead, he took the true Jedi road, which is pacifism, and he turned his father. So
Well, kind of.
After he chopped his hand off,
exactly.
And I think that's going to be interesting for the new movies.
like a great pacifist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Pacifist into your face.
Pass
think
your
it'd be
fists
interesting
around.
to see in the new movies what his role is. Personally, like if you're going off of my thought process, like I personally think he maybe looked back on it and said like, look, maybe I am strong with the Force, but also I was manipulated. That can't be done again. I cannot
Like a Motown singer.
right? I can't be used again. I need to bury myself in a cave somewhere and just get away from it all. Not be used, not be influenced. Maybe that was some he inner reflection that he did. He's just like, look, I'm clearly susceptible to things, and I'm too dangerous to be around. And I think Finn is a Jedi that was trained by Jedi. And when he says, I was trained for one thing, I've got nothing to fight for because the Jedi are gone. He's got nothing to fight for anymore as far as Jedi go. I think he's a stormtrooper infiltrator the whole time. I don't think he's really a stormtrooper because he does wield a lightsaber. And
Sure.
what, in a month he picks it up and can use it and learns about the Force? It's possible. It's true. He's like Luke and he starts learning about the Force. But I think maybe my personal thought is he's already a Jedi. He's already infiltrating the Empire or the First Order, which I don't know what the First Order is, but I'm pretty sure the First Order is no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, the Empire must live on. That's probably order number 1.
So who trained him?
He could be trained possibly. Okay. Who trained him? I think maybe Luke trained him because after Jedi, I think Luke started up his own school.
Pass
and
on what you
failed
learned.
miserably.
Yeah.
Like
And the
Zoolander?
Knights of Ren were,
School for kids
the
that
Knights-
can't read good.
I think the Knights of Ren were a
Good stuff.
thing.
The
Yeah.
Kid
And
Jedi good.
I'm just saying, I think the Knights of Ren were a thing. I think it failed. Ren was part of that. And Kylo was part of that. And I think Finn was part of it. And they broke apart. They chose different paths. I think Kylo is like, I'm going to finish what we started, talking about Luke. Talking like, I'm going to finish this school that we started. You went off to go hide out in a cave because you think you're just a weapon to be used by people. But I'm going to finish what we started. And then he meets up with Finn and they think differently. And the battle ensues.
Interesting.
He's gonna make Kylo Ren's helmet really tight.
He's not even wearing it. Haven't you watched the previews?
It's gonna make his underwear tight.
Too late.
Oh, good God.
Well, hey,
Vibroblade.
we have gone almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna ask you the token Thanksgiving question. What are you thankful for? And then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
I'm really thankful for people that are forgiving of me saying midget. Sorry if you were offended by that.
I'm thankful, honestly, for the gaming community. A year ago, if you would have told me that I'd be podcasting with people, that I'd be part of a clan, that people would even know what my gamer tag was outside of me and my wife, that's just been awesome. So I'm thankful for Josh for that. I met up with this guy, and like Luke, he steered me wrong a couple times. He influenced me.
Stockholm syndrome. We're
He's
gonna
gonna
keep
want
it
me
going.
to. He's gonna want me to kill
Showed you his
somebody here in a
lightsaber,
couple
you know.
months, he's gonna be like, "Hey, just take this dude out. It's for the greater good." So, but yeah. So I'm thankful for the community. I really am when I say that. That's not just a token response. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to echo that as well because without the gaming community, I mean, our little ragtag bunch of Lone Star boys would never ventured out more than the few guys we had, and we're Clan now, Apartment Alliance, and we're doing a freaking podcast. And like a year ago, would have never thought this.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for beer and bros
Yeah.
Yep.
and games.
And beards.
And
Beards.
beards.
The beards.
Well,
Seems
they'll
to be
never
the
rail,
trend.
so
Yep.
yeah. That's me.
Dirty.
I'm thankful for the dark side. Keeping bitches in their place, man. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
No, I mean
Are you a parent?
I am actually, and my son will grow up loving the dark side. He has no choice.
That's pretty much the dark side in a nutshell, right there. Actually.
Exactly.
Nailed
Well,
it.
if y'all didn't know, a certain
Blink twice if
mini
you're being held
mule,
against your will.
You know, started the gang.
a certain mini mule has joined the dark side.
Yes. Yeah.
So suck it.
If you didn't hear the Easter egg at the end of the last podcast, I had a little interview with him. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, you gotta have him watch the Clone Wars and see what happens with Maul.
Oh, dude. What's funny is he likes the Empire because they're cool, but he is a rebel. He liked, like, you should have seen his face when he
Man, it's
saw
spontaneous
though.
combustion.
All
that.
of that. Well, most of
Just
us
because
in
they're
that boat.
shiny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a phoenix type of thing.
Yeah, they look cool.
I like the Empire. Like when I went to Google, I chose the dark side.
yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I know how I would vote.
Yep.
It's a little differently.
Yeah.
They remind me of my car after I wax it.
Shiny helmets.
But yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think, I mean, I'm thankful for a lot of stuff. Truthfully, I gotta stop modeling. I'm distracting myself. It crashed on
Are
Are
me.
you like
modeling?
walking
You
the
mean-
aisle right now? Like, are you
Yeah,
in
just stop
heels?
selling yourself.
No, man, my lightsaber it crashed on me like when I was almost done with it too, and I was kind of pissed off.
I also have that problem.
So,
Because you're not a Jedi.
yeah, well,
Oh.
I guess
Did you put the crystal in?
no, man, there was no blade. I had to do the little switch box thing. I was working on that, and it was all like, "Oh, my crashed or Max crashed or whatever."
Fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Oops.
vent it out the
That's
sides and call it cross.
That's what she
guards,
said.
Oh man. But I mean, I'm thankful for you guys. Honestly, it's like everyone who's helped us grow. Josh, I mean, you've been a cornerstone to helping us out with that. So I thank you, sir. Even though I rage for you and I give you a hard time about being rebels, but everybody who's listened to us has put up with our shenanigans, and it's just everyone who's really helped make this a thing. It's a big thank you to all of you.
Bro hug.
Bro.
Oh,
No tears for men. We don't even have tear ducts.
Just a little misty-eyed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Those are not the tears you're looking for.
This is not the George Lucas you're looking for.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So, Circuit,
that was awesome.
what about you, man?
Man, I'm thankful for every person in this Skype call, every person who's stuck through on Twitch, and every person who's listening to the questionable quality of the audio when this is uploaded. To all of you, thank you. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I've never felt like more of a huge, gigantic friggin' nerd than when I got into a clan and started a podcast with you guys about
Boom.
video games. And, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
But mostly, I'm thankful that I knocked out all my T-Day shopping over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
I get to stay inside and cook for 2 days.
Yeah.
So no stress, man. Do not go to the store now. It's a terrible.
And play video games, hopefully.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, the little fighter squadron.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
down real soon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was going to echo all that. Thankful for all the guys in the Skype call, man, because they are pretty much bros to me. So, you know. And just the community as a large too, man. It's just amazing to see the community we have. So yeah,
I agree.
Big bro hugs. Yeah, with a little tear.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm more than just thankful for people that forgive me for saying midgets.
And
I
food.
am,
I'm thankful for good food. I'm gonna eat a lot of it this weekend.
Oh man, I don't mean to like interject, but I'm so bummed out. Like this year, I don't even get like real food.
Oh,
I'm going to my grandpa's.
Is he a
out to
vegetarian?
Milwaukee. No, surprisingly.
Full circle.
Dirty got nerfed.
But no, he's in a nursing home and whatnot.
Liquid
And
Thanksgiving.
no, we have apparently reservations at his favorite restaurant, so I'm at the mercy of their cooks, and I get no real Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed.
Yeah.
I'm picturing the end of Christmas Story. Fra ra 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 ra.
Oh my god! If it's Asian food, I will legit tweet it out to every one of you and be like, "Oh my god, Josh was right."
It's gonna be Chili's. You know that.
Have fun at Dairy Queen.
Right.
Right. Well, dudes, thanks, man. I'm glad we got to have this round table. It was fun. It was different. You know, no format, none of that stuff, but it was fun, man.
A little misguided at times.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So, guys, if you're listening, we appreciate it. Hey, check out N64 Josh. He's got like 5,000 podcasts. How many podcasts do you have now, man?
Like
5,000.
Right?
I guess 3.5.
How do you have half a podcast?
Yeah.
Well, because I do a
Yeah,
random
half
show
hour
periodically, like you guys will be on soon, called Caught in the Crossfire for Aim Assist, where I grab other podcast hosts and
Yeah.
we kind of I just took over Rogue Agent Radio, so
Nice.
that'll probably be coming out tomorrow. I got to talk with Boomslang, but yeah. So between that, Aim Assist gaming podcast, of course, the Loot Cast,
Yeah.
now a Galaxy Far Far Away, a Star Wars podcast. I don't know what's next. Let's just keep them going.
Right.
And you write books.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I have the book coming out on December 1st. I'm waiting on my editor. It should be here. He said it'd be in my hands tonight, but
Is
fingers
it leather
crossed.
bound?
Very
Fingers
nice.
crossed. It's bound in love.
There you go.
Destinaut, you podcast too. Two.
You too.
Podcast. It's all about ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm on the Loot Cast from
Yeah.
time to time. That's Josh's podcast.
Not often enough.
Are those the good episodes or the bad episodes?
Definitely the good.
Okay.
I like to hear myself talk, so I'll put those on repeat. Josh is like, dude, 700 downloads. All right, this episode was good. All me. So, I jump on from time to time with him.
Just not
I
now.
Twitch not nearly enough, and I started up YouTube.
Nice.
I just started the Academy. If you're into Fighter Squadron, check that out. Episode 1 is out. That's just basics, basically talking about the HUD. Episode 2 was supposed to be yesterday, but
Sorry,
yeah, Halo happened.
I may have made him
And-
play Halo.
So, but that's coming, and basically it's baby steps with that. If you don't know what the HUD is, I'm gonna tell you what the HUD is. Controls, I'm gonna tell you what the controls are, and that's thelootcave.com/YouTubeD. So that's coming in the future.
Nice,
YouTubed.
man.
You have to
YouTubed.
be over
Nice.
21.
No, it's
Not yet.
Just-
Not yet.
It's just
The Academy series hasn't taken that turn yet.
Very nice.
are the power converters strippers?
Spoilers. Spoilers. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Tossie Station a strip club?
Oh, dang.
Can be now.
Ugh.
Well, the patent office on that one.
That would have been a lot different movie. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Star
You don't want to talk
Wars?
about it, but in space, Outer
In
Rim,
space.
there are definitely prostitutes all over the place.
Outer Rim and
Oh,
Inner Rim.
man.
apparently.
You're walking
Like,
on
let's stop with the rim talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, dudes, thanks for coming on, man. It was fun. It's a good chat.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yeah. So, dudes, if you're listening to us, thank you for hanging in. It was fun talking about midgets and Star
No,
Wars.
ladies
and,
too. Ladies are well, like
And
thanks,
ladies,
Thank all the
Little
ladies.
Yes.
The
All the
ladies.
ladies. We appreciate y'all watching, and the dudes that are watching Twitch. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We appreciate that.
And a lady, right?
And the ladies, Honey
Or
Bunny.
is that okay? Honey
Yeah.
Buddy's not a dude. Perfect.
Yeah.
Dudes and dudettes.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, remember, when in doubt, blow it up. I'm using my beer bottle as a gun.
I had to wonder what that was for a
I'm
second.
okay with that.
Just rub your beard on the mic.
Bow, bow.
All right, guys, and stop recording. Fun. That was fun. Dudes on Twitch, thanks again.
I said midgets.
You said midgets.
One too many times. How many times did you say? Like 5?
It's a drinking game. Stop.